Yo, what's happening everybody, and welcome back to a brand new Go Battle League video. Today we're showcasing some battles with Noivern, with the brand new charge attack, Boomburst. I run about 4 sets with this and I went extremely negative, I've got to be honest with you. But in today's video I'm going to showcase some of the wins we got, and yeah, just kind of showcase what Boomburst is all about. In the Ultra League, Noivern is ranked about 400, which is pretty bad, and it has pretty negative matchups even against Pokemon that it really should be beating, like some of the fighting types and some of the grass types. Even though Noivern is a flying dragon type, it still loses to Venusaur in the one shield scenario, so it loses to Machamp as well. It's quite an underpowered Pokemon, mainly because it just takes so long to get to the move. That's the main issue with it. The new Community Day move of Boomburst is a really high energy move. Noivern doesn't really have any energy generation fast moves, so it really takes a long time to get to it, and it is quite a slow and clunky Pokemon, with really just no benefits unfortunately. I think if they buff this Pokemon it could be quite good. This Pokemon with Wing Attack, and let's say a lower energy move as well, or even like Psychic and a Nuke, that could be quite interesting, but just at the moment Air Slash is not really cutting it. Anyway guys, hopping into the battles, if you enjoyed today's video, drop a like and drop a sub. I am able to do this early because I live in Japan. Community Day has just finished here. I managed to get up to 300k Stardust, caught a ton of Noibat and got a ton of shinies as well, so overall it was a good Community Day. And you know, I'm going to showcase these battles so that you guys don't have to use it. That's pretty much the point of today's video, and I'm sure you guys are curious how this thing performs. Anyway, this first game is a very positive one. We come in with the Noivern and we're like, okay, it is time, ladies and gents. It is time. Throw all the Earthquakes, all the Hydro Cannons, throw whatever you want. We're just about to reach the Boomburst. And I just knocked my mic over there, sorry. We're just about to reach the Boomburst, and the Swampert top left, I was furious. I was like, how could you top left? Like, just let me get off the Boomburst. I think in the whole time that I played, I might have only got off 2 Boombursts, and I ended up going for Psychic quite a lot, because you'll end up getting farmed down and stuff like that pretty easily with Volrains, which you do see quite a lot of in the Ultra League Premier. But a pretty spicy opening here. We've got a Beware, which I was actually, I missed some of the bubbles because I was looking it up in PV Poke. I'm like, what does this thing actually run? I didn't actually get to see it in time, and he paybacks me right here. In comes the Talonflame. We throw in some good timing here, go for the Sludge Bomb, and we can actually do quite a lot of damage to Talonflame. That is the amazing thing about Venusaur. With a Sludge Bomb, you can basically hit anything that counters you for neutral, and we're going to come in with the Walrein here. I know that I can eat a Brave Bird, so I go on ahead and do so, and I'm thinking, should I go for the farm down here? I was miscounting the energy for sure. I was still a little bit like messed up with the Beware, but we come in with the farm down here with the Noivern, and we're going to try our absolute best to get off this move here. Can we get off the Boomburst here? We can pretty much eat 1 Dragon Claw. We're going to go for the big Boomburst, let's go. Let's see if this lands. How much damage would this do to Charizard? It almost takes him out. It does about 70% damage. I was kind of disappointed, honestly, that it didn't take him out. I feel like with a move that's that hard to get to, it kind of should be taking out a Charizard at that range. It is just an absolute nuke move, so a little bit unfortunate, but we do get the win there, and we do land our first Boomburst, which is quite nice. Hopping into this next one, we've got a very positive lead. Walrein into Togekiss, and the opponent swaps out to their Lapras, and we come in with the Venusaur. The opponent obviously is running Ice Shard as their fast move, but we have no threat when it comes to these charge moves. They can go for as many surfs as they want to, and if they start building up to the Skill Bash, you know, of course I can just go for a Frenzy and put the pressure on. So the opponent is chipping down, and they actually get the Venusaur quite low here. I'm just going to spam the Sludge Bomb because the Togekiss is likely to come back in. So we're going to go for the hardest hitting move. I was just blind throwing it, just in case they did come in with something like a Dragon Breath user that would just farm me straight down. So I just want to get that damage off, and it works out pretty well. Now we've got the Ampharos in the back, and I swap it into the Noivern for no other reason except it's Noivern and I want to use it. I should have just stayed in there, maybe like thrown a few baits or something like that, but we're basically soaking up all the damage here, trying with absolute desperation to get to it. And as you can see, like, you know, even though that's neutral damage, you know, you just can't really get to the Boomburst that easily. If that was Wing Attack, I would have probably got to that Boomburst very, very easily there, and it would have been a very different matchup. And then at that point, you can maybe beat with the Psychic, but we should be fine here. We've got the Walrein. We're going to build up to the Earthquake and, you know, go for these Icicle Spears, try to get as much energy as possible, and take out this Ampharos right here. I was expecting the catch on the Togekiss. I don't think it would have mattered much either way, but we're going to go for the big EQ on the Ampharos, and that should take it out. So GG's right there, we couldn't get the Boomburst off. Like I said, guys, man, it was just so difficult to get that move off. And, you know, season 14 is coming quite soon, I believe, in about less than 4 weeks, probably. So we should hopefully be getting some move updates and stuff with that update. And maybe Noivern will be in there, so it still is worth catching it. It's still worth getting the triple Stardust as well. But just as it currently stands, if you're trying to gain elo, don't bother with it. It is pretty tough to use. This is a rough Pokemon for my entire team because it has a Dragon Tail fast move. And yeah, just generally, with the Psychic Fangs, it'll eat through my Venusaur. So my only real option is kind of to stay in here. I maybe should go for a bait for the first move, but I decide to like overfarm and go for the big charge move, which sometimes throws opponents off. They think, okay, they're you know, building up a lot. Let me just go ahead and no shield this because they're obviously going for the bait and then the real move secondly. But yeah, this opponent was pretty well aware of that, and rightfully so. No shields it. So at this point, it's like, okay, this is kind of manageable for my Venu. I'm going to have to probably eat Psychic Fangs on this thing, but I can get off the Frenzy, go for a little bit of an overfarm as well. And yeah, it should be not too bad, hopefully. We farm up to almost 2 Frenzy Plants. Go for the first one here. We'll see if the opponent wants to keep the Steelix. They let it go, thankfully, and we just swap straight out. I didn't even look, I just kind of blind swapped out. Because of course I want to get off the Boomburst, like that's what this whole video is about. I'm like, okay, let me blind swap out here and get this Boomburst off. They swap into the Poliwrath, and I go for the Psychic here, dealing super effective damage. I wonder if I would have been able to get off the Boomburst there by the looks of things. I'm not sure who would win CMP, but I think I could have got off the Boomburst. Would the Boomburst have done more damage? I go for the aggro farm down because it's my only real chance. I need to basically build up for two moves against the Crustle. And yeah, I should have just stayed in there with the Venusaur, to be fair. But, you know, again, we're just misplaying for content here. So it is unfortunate. But yeah, that's an L that we just about took. If we had got the farm down and went for the double Frenzy, that was my only potential win condition, so I might as well go for it at that point. Not that it probably would have made a difference, but we had to go for it. Unless you're playing with Noivern, then you just go for Boombursts. You don't go for win conditions, you go for Boombursts. But that's just how this video is going to go, basically. Anyway, let's hop into the next matchup. We've got a Walrein into a Dragonite, very positive lead. The opponent will swap out to the Swampert, and we come in with the Venu. And this is like a massive misplay by me. I did not realize how much damage this would do. Look how much damage that does. I was thinking, okay, the opponent's probably going to shield here, but at the very least, I'll have a shield advantage for Noivern. So I was like, okay, this is not too bad. Now, what I decided to do here is come in with the Walrein and basically go for the farm down, because I don't want my Noivern just to get absolutely Dragon Breathed into oblivion by the Dragonite, which would obviously come back in. And they come in with their own Walrein right here. So I'm in a really good spot at this moment. We get off that Earthquake, it doesn't do too much damage. We've got a 2-to-1 shield advantage, and they've got a Dragonite in the back. So I'm like, okay. I felt like this is probably a bait. And I'm like, okay, the opponent has a Dragonite in the back. They have to shield this, right? Incorrect. The opponent is an absolute savage. And not only did they, you know, land the Earthquake, but they called the bait perfectly. We do go for this Earthquake right here, and of course the opponent's going to shield it. Oh, actually they don't, sorry. They do come in with their Dragonite. And yeah, unfortunately, you know, we just don't have enough in the tank here with Noivern. These Dragon Claws are going to absolutely destroy. So I'm like, you know what, I'll go for my Psychic. It's like pretty much the only thing I can really do here. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. Really good call by the opponent. We top left there. If the opponent had have shielded that, we probably would have won that pretty comfortably. Very, very good call to the opponent, and that's the thing about playing to your win condition. The opponent realized, like, if I call a bait, I could potentially win this, and that's what they done, and yeah, good play by them. So coming into this match right here, it's pretty neutral between Walrein and Talonflame. It's probably just about where I want to see it on the team, because I can put in that neutral damage and get off the fast moves faster. I'm able to tank a Brave Bird, as always, and the opponent does go for the Flame Charge right here. So I'm like, okay, this could be an opportunity. In comes Noivern, it is time. It is my time to be unleashed onto the Go Battle League. And I'm like, this has to be a Brave Bird, right? No, it's a Flame Charge. I thought you reached both of those moves at the same time. Now with the Jellicent right here, normal moves are resisted, unfortunately, so I do have to go for the Psychic. They do shield it, and we come in with the Venu with a shield advantage. I think, okay, are they going to Bubble Beam and dip here? They do go for the big Shadow Ball, and they come in with the Trevenant, who is just going to not enjoy these Sludge Bombs too much. So we're still kind of in the driving seat here. Even if the Venu gets taken down, we potentially can put in some work with Noivern. I do decide to keep my Venu up and go for another Sludge, because we're so much further ahead on energy. Man, if that was anything except for a Jellicent, I was definitely going to go ahead and go for the farm down with Noivern there and go for the Boomburst. But yeah, the opponent throws the Bubble Beam, just about takes out, and we should just about be able to take this with the Noivern. We're going to go for the Psychic. The opponent gets off the Shadow Ball, it's getting really close. A defense drop would be absolutely clutch right here. The opponent barely survives it, and they go for the Bubble Beam. This is getting extremely close. We're both on 1 HP, and yeah, we get the Simul KO here. So, very, very tough one, very close match. GG's. And I don't know, man, like, I really want Noivern to be good, but you really just have to carry it, unfortunately. It doesn't really have that many positive matchups across the board. But another positive matchup here with the Dragonite lead, and I'm like, okay, this is my time. If this is not my time, I don't know what is. A Surfetched enters the battlefield. I am Noivern, the Flying Dragon type. I will resist your Leaf Blades. They're going to go for the... I was a little bit afraid of the Brave Bird, but they didn't obviously build up enough. So they revealed their full moveset there, and I was like, okay, it is time. It is time. Unleash the Boomburst. And of course the opponent shields. Why would they not? I could not get like that many Boombursts to land. I think this whole video I only managed to get 2 Boombursts to land. And yeah, it's super unfortunate, but it is what it is. Like, the opponent knows, like, oh, new community day move of Boomburst, and pretty much Noivern only throws nukes anyway. So at that point, the opponent can safely shield. I was not able to get off my Sludge Bomb there, which was kind of unfortunate. So I've decided, okay, it's time to go for a bit of a overfarm here. Farmer King here, farming up this Dragonite. They go for the superpower off the rip, which is basically their win condition, you know, just me no shielding something. But we're pretty comfortable here. We've got 2 shields. We're just going to Earthquake the life out of this thing. The opponent goes for a charge move here. I'm like, yeah, this is just an Icicle Spear. Hit me with it. Hit me with it. The opponent goes for another one. I'm like, okay, you know, I'll shield up this Earthquake. And I decide to take them out with the Icicle Spear. So a little bit of bad manners there, but you'd love to see it. You know, we're playing with Noivern, so like, I'm allowed to do these things. That's pretty much the rule. If you're using Noivern, you can do whatever you want. That's pretty much how it goes. So I believe this is the final battle of the video. If you guys did make it to this point in the video, make sure you guys drop a like and drop a sub. We're uploading quite a lot on this channel, and we've got a slightly positive matchup. The opponent catches the... I was pissed at this point, because you guys have to realize, like, I was going like 1-5, shit like that, bro. Like 1-4, and I did get like a free 2 set. I had a 0-5, 1-5. Bruh, it was rough times out here. So getting my Icicle Spears caught, bro, it was getting personal at this point. So I'm like, you know what, Empoleon, you're getting farmed all the way down by Trevor. I swapped into a Trevor here, as you probably can notice. We're going to go for the Shadow Ball. Guarantee a lot of damage or a shield. And we're going to go for another one. I think the opponent could have threw a Poison Fang there, but they decided not to, and that does an awful lot of damage to Crobat. I decided to come in and go for a farm with Walrein here. We get a little bit more energy, which is, you know, slightly helpful, potentially, but we do let the Frenzy Plant go, because it is time to come back in. The Noivern it's time to feast. I can eat a Sludge Bomb, but I don't want to. And we're just going to farm this bad boy up right here. We're going to farm this bad boy up right here. What's the opponent going to come in with? They're going to come in with the Crobat. They're going to throw a move. They throw the big Shadow Ball. Noivern's actually got decent bulk. I ended up just throwing the Psychic anyway. Noivern's got decent bulk, and yeah, we do take out the opponent. I could have threw the Boomburst, and the opponent was letting it through. So disappointed in myself. I should have threw it there, but those are the battles, guys. We only actually managed to land a couple of Boombursts. I did land one more against the Drillbur, but like I said, guys, it's just so tough to get to. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great community day. Drop a like, drop a sub, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for a really strong Ultra League team that I found, which is a pretty low-cost team, so definitely stick around. I'm going to be uploading that tomorrow.